The bank along our lake has gotten way out of hand. I'm out here today just trying to burn off a little some of it. I don't know that I'm getting anywhere because a lot of the stuff that's burning is still just standing straight up. It's just turning brown. And then it's leaving black ashes, but as you can see going up the hill, there's still a lot of debris. It is so amazing how things can just get out of hand so easily. Walking along this lake here, oh my goodness. I used to could just walk up to the edge here and kind of see over and see down to the water. But now when I walk up to the edge, you're just seeing this stuff. You have to look way over it to see if there's any turtles down in the water or anything like that. Look at this bend here. Whew. I was walking right up to this and picking blackberries just a few months ago. And now look, oh my gosh. So this is our view. This would be someone coming to look at our house. This is our view to the lake. Look at this. 5-foot tall weeds. So that's my project that I'm kind of working on this afternoon. I've gotten to the point where it kind of has some showers every day. It rains every day. So I've been thinking, well, you know, I got to wait till it dries up and gets brittle. But it's just not going to get really brittle. As a matter of fact, it keeps getting more and more green and it keeps growing. So at some point, you just have to kind of bring some lighter fluid out here and get a little bump up and get some help. I don't love pouring lighter fluid out here on it, but I've got to get something done. Look at this whole view. And this is just this little stretch here this is by my lower garden, which of course is not a garden anymore. And it's also getting overtaken with a lot of weeds. My son had not been able to mow it a couple of times because of the rain and because I had disced it up, so it really became a mud pile. But we're gonna have to get out here now and try to get after it, even if we only get a little of it or part of it mowed. I don't want this to overgrow and become some type of situation where we can't even get a mower on it. So it's always something. It's always something. I know I'm not alone in that. I know everybody fights this, and especially in August. It gets overwhelming because it's hard to, it's like you can either mow or you can fight off weeds. It's hard to have the time for me to do it all. I'm trying. I'm giving it my best shot, but it's kind of getting out of hand. My husband would grab an acetylene torch and he would come out here and burn off the bank. He called it, just burn off the bank. And he would go around the pond and use that acetylene torch to light it on fire and burn it off. It's healthy to do that. Throw away that lighter fluid. It's healthy to do that, and I wish that I could do that. This acetylene torch is probably out in the shed, but I'm gonna be honest with you, those are the kind of things that come up that I don't feel real comfortable with. I don't feel real comfortable being here by myself to teach myself how to use an acetylene torch and go have it ignite and go along the bank. That's the thing I come up against. All you ladies out there who have a husband that's still able to jump on these chores and do some of these things, be very, very grateful. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to do things in the time slots that I can. But some of the things that I come against, like keeping the bank of a lake clean, those things are things that Richard used to always do. And I find them kind of hard. Now, if it was the drought season like we had in June, that unusual drought, that's when I should have been out there burning all that stuff. However, because we were in a drought, we were under a no ban rule around here, and I would not have wanted to be out there being the one to light a fire that the smoke could be seen or whatever. I wouldn't have wanted to do that. And it was so extremely dry that it would have been okay to do it around our lake. It wouldn't have went anywhere, but I would just want to stay away from being that weird person that lit a fire during a drought and had one little something of ash float away and go ignite something somewhere. You know, I wouldn't have wanted to be that person, so I didn't do it. Now here it is in August, and the weeds are just going bazonks. You know, they're going crazy, and we have enough rainstorms to where it's hard to get out there and burn. So I'm doing the best I can with matches, with a little lighter fluid, with trying to find some of the dry stuff and just getting it going with some paper. I'm not real comfortable to go get that acetylene torch and head out with that though. That's just kind of one of the things I bump up against. There's just certain chores that I find very hard and I find a little bit stressful for me to do. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna go to the shed and I'm gonna get just some loppers, just some clippers, and I'm gonna go see if I can clip some of that, those big tall weeds that are in my lower garden and some of the brush along the bank, and just put that in a big pile and let it sit there and dry, and then I'll burn the pile later. And then I'm learning to run our mower. I know it may sound silly. A lot of people might just be thinking, why don't you just jump on the mower and do some stuff, because I always mention that my son mows for me. Well, I have just never known how to run this particular mower that we have. We have never had the zero-turn mower our whole lives until the last few years, and my husband has just been doing it. And it was okay. I was fine with that. He enjoys it. It would give him a sense of coming in from work and getting on that mower, and he could just think, and you know, and have his time, and he loved it, and that was fine. I was okay with him mowing. It was no problem. But now I'm reliant on my son to do it, and if he's not home, if he goes out of town, he works, he has college, there's very few hours available for him to do it, and sometimes if he does have time to do it, it rains. We have thunderstorms, and they've been kind of rolling through every day here lately in the evening, so I'm gonna go and try again. This will be the first time I'm gonna be able to do it on my own. But it was funny because when my daughter came over last week, she offered to come mow the yard, and I said, okay. And when she got here, I said, well, do you know how to run that mower? You know, she said, no. She said, but I'm gonna get on YouTube and watch a video and see if it'll show me how to run it. And I don't know if she watched YouTube or just some other type of video, but she said, okay, I think I got it. This is what you do. You go out there, you push your choke down, you do this, you do that. And do you know, she had a little trouble getting it out of the shed, but I actually knew that much. I knew how to get it going and to kind of steer it to back up. My problem was I didn't know how to actually engage the blade, but she had learned how to engage the blade on the YouTube video. So I got it out of the shed, and she jumped on it, and she learned how to engage the blade, and then we had just a little bitty course on the gear shift things to make it go forward, backward, or whatever. And she took off, and she mowed our entire yard just about the other day. I mean, I'm talking about the entire yard. So that helped. So I can't let her be one up on me that all of a sudden she doesn't even live here and she knows how to run my mower. So I need to get out there and learn how to run my own dadgum mower. So that's what this video, I guess, is about, is Lainie just learning to do some of the chores that Lainie never did before. And I'm trying to learn. And once you know, you know, and I can not have to be so dependent on other people. If I know how to run the mower, if I learn how to run the mower, I can do the yard in little bits and pieces. Today, I had about an hour. So I got out here with my push mower, and I just push mowed the perimeter of our house. And it looks really, really good. If somebody had called to come see it, it would have been mowed right around the house, and that looks good. I'm gonna jump out here in a minute and see if I can learn how to do the riding mower to hit some of these outer parts. And if I only am able to do it 30 minutes, that's okay, it's something. And then tomorrow is Sunday, I can jump back on it Sunday, even if it takes me 2 or 3 different shifts to try to get it done. As long as I know how to do it, I can take those shifts whenever I can get them, whenever Richard's watching TV or doing whatever, and try to get my chores done. Get done what I need to get done, because it's grass and it grows all the time. It doesn't quit. So even though I push mowed my garden the other day, all that grass is back. My garden looks bad again. And I need to get out there also and take down all my cowpeas. Just rip them out, well, chop and drop. I need to chop and drop them. So mow the yard, pull out the cowpeas, chop and drop them, and then push mow the upper garden to neaten it up. That's my 3 big things I need to do right now. And the lake, I can't forget the lake. I've got to clean off the bank of the lake. 4 things. So let me go see what I can learn about this more. It's always something because side-by-side's parked in front of the mower. So I've got to move the side-by-side before I can get the mower out. For complete clarity here, I just think you ought to know I'm having a complete blank out on how to start this thing. This is up. That's up. Okay. This is probably the most boring footage ever of any video I've ever done, but this is reality. Okay, I know that's the I don't know, but it's one of those. Neutral or the parking brake, one of those. Maybe I don't push the choke. All right, let me do these things in front of me like I'm on a ride. No. Now it's not doing anything. Oh, I see, I have a gas meter on both sides. And both of them are saying I have gas. Hello, is there something I'm supposed to be doing? I actually was able to start it the other day and back it out of the shed. And now I'm having a complete brain freeze. Or either I'm doing it right and the battery's dead. Oh my God, I hope the battery's not dead. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. All right, let me figure this out. To be continued. Okay, I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I called my daughter, I put it on FaceTime and let her look and see what I was doing, and she helped me start it. So I knew how to start it before. That's what's so stupid, is I actually knew how to start this mower and get it out of the shed. I just didn't know how to engage the blade. Today, my 50-something-year-old brain couldn't even remember how to start it. So my 30-year-old daughter did. So anyway, I called her and this is what was wrong. I was pulling up this button, thinking I had to have that up to start it. I was thinking that was some kind of choke or something. And she said, no, that's when you go to engage your blade. So I had to push that down, and this is actually what I had to have up. It's up right now, but I had to pull it up and get it in the up position. Then I had to make sure my parking thing, that it wasn't in the down position, it was in the up position. So I got that, and crank it. Woo! With the exception of the invasion of love bugs that we're having down here right now, I'm enjoying being out here. This feels good. This is my lower garden, which is now mowed and looking good. And you know all those trees I was going to get loppers to cut? Turns out you can just run right over them. I just decided to run over a few small ones and realized it wasn't any big deal. My mower didn't even check up, it went fine. So I kept running over bigger and bigger ones until I finally took them all out. I guess that's the work smarter, not harder theory in action. Doesn't seem to have affected my mower at all, so I did it. So got this back part mowed. There's still a lot more to go. I've got all up that hill, all down there to the other end of our property, around the bend of that lake. And then on the other side of the beach by the other gardens, there's all kind of stuff to mow there. Not to mention there's some more around the front of my house that I didn't hit with my push mower this morning. But feels good. I wish people would get out and mow their yards and just get out in the weather and the nature. Maybe there wouldn't be so much ill will in the world. I wonder if Klaus Schwab just got out and mowed all day long. Would he really have time to plot and plan the demise of the whole world if he just focused on his yard and taking care of his own business? I could go down the list and say that about a lot of people. Even myself. I feel stress melt away when I'm out here. And you feel a sense of accomplishment. When I cut my mower off, I can just hear the crickets. And the evening just kind of melts away. I'm enjoying it so much. Well, gotta move on. Gotta go mow some other pieces while I have some time. Well, when I stopped my video to do that little clip just now, showing my backyard, of course my mower won't start again. That's always my luck. I just have luck. So I went inside and I asked my husband, I said, after you run it a while and you kill it, does it kind of want to sit there a little while before it starts again? No. I said, well, that's what it's doing. Both little gauges tell me I have plenty of gas. So I'm just going to go with the fact that I have gas. And I'm thinking by the time I walk back out there and it's cooled off a little bit that it might crank. So I hope so. A day in the life of. It's just a day in the life of. It's funny. Well, I did it now. I decided to come out here on our beach near our septic system and try to mow a little bit of this grass that's growing around our septic leach area. And I bogged down in the mower. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it good. I got it good. I'm gonna go see if I can find some boards. I'm gonna dig out some of this sand. At least it's sand, it's not like mud. I'm gonna try to dig out some of this sand and slide some boards under those back tires and see if I can get this thing out. No son at home who has a truck, who could hook the winch to the truck and pull me out. So I'm gonna have to figure it out myself. This is my doing anyway. This is my doing. It's a Lainie day. Let me see if I can get this out of here. I've got this board here, and it would be perfect. It's just a 1x. But I bought it the other day to fix this board. This is a gate that we have, and the gate had swung back and hit our barbecue pit right there and broke the board. So that board's to fix it, and I guarantee you when I run over it with my lawnmower, it'll snap it. So I'm gonna try to find something else. I've got this metal threshold that we were gonna use to put ramps for my husband, but we didn't end up using this one. So I think that'll work great. I'm gonna use that, see if I have another board. I've got some old crown mold pieces here. I think between those and the threshold, I ought to be able to do it. I'm gonna grab a shovel and see what I can get done. Well, what do you think? What could go wrong? I hope nothing. Let me try it. Y'all probably knew that wasn't gonna work. I got a bucket, I got rocks. Trying to use what I have. I'm gonna put a bunch of rocks in this bucket because my wheels were just spinning. So I need to give the front some traction too, not just the back, is what I'm thinking. And if that doesn't work, I'm going inside and I'll worry about it tomorrow.